What's up, everybody? Welcome to Prime Sports Media. I'm live. I actually love doing the live streams. I feel like I can be more spontaneous in the live streams. I want to thank everybody that's here watching and those that will be coming in as the stream goes on. I appreciate all of you out there that have been subscribing to this channel. You like the content. You like what's going on. We're at about, 24,000 subscribers and going up. I appreciate you all out there. What I want to do today is break a few things down. I want to say this. This game, I really believe we learned a lot more about the resiliency of this Colorado team, Coach Prime and his players, because everybody said that USC, with their vaunted superstar quarterback, the man himself that they say is amazing, and that is Brother Williams, Kyrie Williams. I got to say, he put on a show today. He showed why he is definitely someone that they're looking at very high in the NFL draft. But I think that Shedeur Sanders, in that second half of the game, he really showed what he was made of too.
Tell the truth.
And you also had a chance to see what Colorado was really made of, because they could have really mailed this game in and just said, you know what? Uh-oh, this is Oregon all over again. Uh-oh, we're going to get beat by 40. We're not going to score. There's a lot of problems. And it came down to exactly what I thought was going to happen. I talked about this in my pre-video prior to this game that I had dropped on Friday, that I hope you all recognize this, that USC, as good as they are on offense, their secondary has issues. Now, their defensive front, they are what they are. They're good. They got some NFL bodies on that defensive front. And statistically, and I meant to bring this up in the pre-video, ladies and gentlemen, statistically, USC does better at rushing the passer when they don't blitz. I think at the tune of about 30 to 40%, they're better when they just rush 4 down linemen, no blitzing. But the problem on this team still remains the same, is that they don't tackle well in space. And I thought that that would be the key to this game, that if Colorado could just get the running game, mix it in there, which they did, but really spread them out and attack them aerial style through the pass. You saw exactly what I had mentioned. Many other people in mainstream media, on social media, had mentioned that this is a team that Colorado could throw the ball on. It would not be the same type of game as it was against Oregon. Plus, they were at home. That definitely made things better. They had a crowd on their side. But they could have easily mailed this game in and said, uh-oh, we're going through it again. We're going to lose because Caleb Williams is running all over us. He's making plays. He just like Deion Sanders, he throws the ball. He runs to throw the ball. He does not necessarily run. Shedeur is the same way. He tries to run to throw the ball. In the first half of the game, I was concerned, I'm not going to lie to you, because I felt like, uh-oh, they're starting off slow. They're letting USC run the ball on them. They're not controlling the running game. They're losing the matchup in the trenches between the, what we would call the offense and defensive lines. As I've displayed this many times before, between the offense and defensive lines, where football games are really won, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank everybody for coming in. I appreciate you for watching this post-game program. I am going to load it up with lots of goodies, lots of good information, lots of good videos for you to chew on. And as you can see, today it looked like it was going to be that type of a game. And then eventually the offense, the defense start to wake up in the second half. A lot of people said that it looked like Colorado made some type of adjustments coming out of halftime, and that Coach Prime definitely went in that locker room and gave them some needed lip service to get their butts on fire. The defensive line, I think the defense overall came up with about 2 sacks. And even when they didn't sack Caleb Williams, they certainly put enough pressure on him to let him know that it wasn't going to be an easy game. It looked like it was just going to be USC walking away from this unscathed. But in the second half, Colorado came alive and began to employ tactics that I think if they had enough time on if there was enough time on the clock, they could have easily tied this game up, and maybe they could have won this game. Very possible. This also, I got to say this to everybody out there listening. For them to compete against a team that everybody has potentially penciled in to be in the Pac-12 conference and conference championship and win it, a potential team that people may have penciled in to be in the national championship, and for them to put up a battle. When I look at the Arizona State game and how they showed the same weaknesses in their secondary, not being able to tackle in space very well, and they had to battle Arizona State, Colorado actually played better against USC, mainly in the second half, than Arizona State did. I can boldly say that. And there are already people saying that, we may not be able to beat Arizona State, but we played against USC a lot better than they did. We put some pressure on their back. Caleb Williams, as much as he looked sensational in terms of throwing the ball on the run and making things happen, and their offensive arsenal of receivers with Brendan Rice, who is the son of Jerry Rice, number 2, Mario Williams, Darian Singer, they did what they had to do, right? But we did what we had to do, and that was a surprise. I have a lot of questions because there were some players that really surprised us today. And it makes me say to myself, wow, Coach Prime and coaching staff, why don't you guys, at this point in time, why don't you guys put some of these young recruits in the game? Because it was the young recruits who turned this game around. If I'm correct and not lying, put a 7 in the chat room. Let everybody know that you believe as well. Let's tell the truth about this. This game today, with all the earlier flaws in this game, I don't put it on the players necessarily with the flaws early in the game, because if they could have cleaned up some of the flaws in the first half, do you know that Colorado could have very well won this game? If they could have scored, you had one field goal, remember, by Feely, he missed it. You never know what the difference that could have been. There were some plays that could have been executed that if they could have scored at least 7 points, 10 points or 7 to 10 points in that first half, we could have been looking at a game that could have went into overtime, or they could have won down the stretch, because they were clearly in the second half the better football team on defense and offense, as the defense started to make some plays. They brought some young men in that I thought were incredible. Now, Shedeur, once again, he woke up in the second half. He began to clean up some mistakes and connect with his receivers. But Shedeur, I must say this because he has said it himself, Shedeur Sanders has to get rid of the ball from his hand sooner than later and sooner than he's been doing, because when you get sacked like that, it's almost like losing a down. You're losing yardage and you're giving the ball right back. He's got to get the ball out of his hands a little bit quicker to protect himself physically as a player. The offensive line has got to do more of a better job of giving him more time, but he's got to get that ball out of his hands. And even if sometimes it's nothing wrong, and y'all let me know if I'm right or wrong. Sometimes it's nothing wrong, ladies and gentlemen, if you just don't have a guy open and you get rid of the ball, you hit down to the turf so that you don't take unnecessary damage to your body. It's one thing for him to be scrambling away from pressure and trying to get to a first down. There's another when he doesn't need to take this type of pressure when there's nothing there. So I hope that Shedeur will definitely, as he had said himself last week, I hope that's an area that he will continue to make strides to improve. Let you know what his numbers were. You know, in the first half, we were all wondering, like, is this going to be another game like Oregon? Is he not going to put up big numbers? But guess what? Shedeur Sanders is still putting up numbers. Here is his numbers. Shedeur on the day he went 30 for 45 for 371 yards, y'all. Do you hear me? 4 TDs, which still means he's still in the race for the Heisman. 4 touchdowns, only 1 interception. So he had that one bad play in the first half. Once again, turnovers, ladies and gentlemen, are the difference in you winning and losing a game. What if Shedeur had not thrown that interception? Would that have made a difference in them being able to tie this game and win this game down the stretch? Anything is possible. But Shedeur not only got 4 TDs, threw for 371 yards and only 1 interception, thank God for that, but he also rushed for 50 yards in the overall day, with his longest run being the 25-yarder. When he was in the pocket, everything started to open up like the parting of the seas, and he ran right down the middle for a touchdown. What that showed us is that this team was gritty. They weren't gonna lie down. They were not going to just lose and lie down to the opponent. You had the cornerback who has come in for Travis Hunter, who, God, can you imagine if Travis Hunter was in this game, when you saw what Omarion was doing today, and I want to talk about Omarion because I want to know, why is he not playing more? I think Coach Prime answered that question at the press conference today, but gosh darn, you know, Omarion Cooper, who's been filling in for this brother right here, Travis Hunter, he got a very important sack. He did a cornerback sack. He came off the corner edge and got to Caleb Williams. So they came to play. The defense, to me, today was the best I've seen the defense play on Colorado in terms of the second half. Thank you, everybody that's come in the chat room. I really appreciate you all. I see you all in there. Lola M, thank you for being here. She says the offensive coordinator wasted 1 minute and 30. Yeah, let me tell you why they wasted minutes. This is how they hurt themselves. I couldn't understand for the life of me why they kept running the ball up the middle with Hankerson. They were running the ball at a time when they should have been just huddling up. They should have been in a 2-minute offense where they just had no huddle, bring everybody, spread them out, and go pass the ball. Because at that point, the passing game was working, not the running game at that point. The running game, by doing that, you're chewing time off the clock. And when they did run the ball, they weren't showing enough urgency to get up, get back in their formation, and bam. I had a problem with that. You know, normally when you're in that situation, you'll have the quarterback that will snap the ball and he'll throw the ball on the ground, right? To kind of kill the clock. I think that they're down the stretch, the coaching staff, and I love him. I love him. He's got professional staff here. I love Coach Prime and his staff. But I think Sean Lewis, the offensive coordinator, he called some plays a few times down that stretch that made me scratch my head. And I think the coaching staff has got to do a better job of time management. Down the stretch, when you have a chance to come back in a game like this, time management and time clock management is one of the little things that can be the difference between you winning a game and losing a game.
Tell the truth.
How do you all think? If I'm saying something that's facts that you believe is true, put a 7 in the chat room, put believe in the chat room, or say, yes, I agree with you. Put those 7s in that chat room. I think time management was crucial, and you saw a lot of issues down the stretch. That's not on the players. That's on the coaches. The coaches are going to have to improve what they're doing. I think that, I hate to say this is constructive criticism, but I do think that the coaches, I lean a little bit more on the coaches for contributing to losing this game. Now, that's a bold thing that I said. I might be struck by lightning right now. Ooh, oh, God. No. Don't strike me down. I might be talking sacrilegious right now to you, but I just don't think that today some of the coaches on this staff managed the game properly. There were too many mistakes. But what we found out is that despite some of the coaching mistakes with managing the clock, despite some of the pressure that Caleb Williams was putting on the team and his ability to move around that pocket and throw, the running game with Marshawn Lloyd, the fact that they were able to take on all that onslaught in the first half and still be competitive in the second half to the point that they lost the game 48-41. You see it on my board here. That tells you that this Colorado team is not that bad. They are, as Coach Prime said, they're 7 to 8 players away or more. They showed you that they can compete. And that's why, to the trolls out there, you left a lot of nasty messages on some of my videos. But guess what? I don't care. That's why I don't even answer your messages. You all said they were going to get blown out. They didn't get blown out. Where are you at now, trolls? As Coach Prime said this.
And because we understand what's coming.
If you can't see what's coming with CU football, you've lost your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You're just a flat-out hater.
You're right.
If you can't see what's going on and what's going to transpire over the next several months.
That's right. That's right. That's damn right. That's damn Skippy. One more time.
You understand what's coming. If you can't see what's coming with CU football, you've lost your mind.
You've lost your damn mind, and you're a flat-out hater. You're a flat-out hater. So what do the trolls out there have to say about this one? Because you left messages saying that they would be blown out off the field, or just like Oregon did them, and they were more competitive. They had their problems in the second half, and they made some adjustments. They were starting to figure out what USC was doing, and they did this against a team that's one of the country's favorite to get in the national championship, with a quarterback that people feel is the best quarterback in the country, bona fide NFL prospect. What do you got to say about that, folks? I thank you all, 342 of you that are listening, watching, wherever you are. I appreciate you all that are being here. I see we got Dominique in the chat room there. Surfer Boy 3000. Jonathan Davis, thank you for coming on back. Larry Chapman, I see you. James Blackburn and everybody who's coming in. Make sure you share this video on all your social media. But look, I got exciting stuff for you here. I think there's nothing for CU fans to put their head down about. Coach Prime has told you, you better get me now, because in the future, you ain't going to be able to get me like this. This team, I know Coach Prime says it's about winning now, right? He always chants this right here.
You got to understand. We're going to win right now. Not later.
Not later.
Right now.
Right now.
I don't know if y'all know it, but we're going to win. I don't know if you feel it, but we're going to
win. Now, he said that, and I really felt what Coach Prime was saying there. But this is the truth. This is the truth.
Tell the truth.
The truth is, I believe that Coach Prime realizes that he's building this team for the future. I think he realizes that this team will be doing great things in the future. And we saw a couple of freshmen who were sort of in the doghouse, sort of on the teetering house, that came out, showed you what they really were all about. Now, what I want to do as I move on, let me go about this part right here. Dylan Edwards didn't put up big numbers today, but I thought it was important, and they did it, get him involved in the game. And he made some plays in the game where he caught the ball to the outside. They were trying to run him in between the tackles. I'm going to say again, I do not believe that Dylan Edwards is a in-between the tackles runner. He needs to be running on the edges of the field, to the flats of the field, catching the ball out of the backfield and being used almost like a receiver, an H-back. I think they should be moving him around. What I saw today with some young players that came in the game, it made me feel, ladies and gentlemen, that Colorado should be running a rotating mixture of players, because there's some guys that have been on the bench that may not be good and may not be practicing well, but when it comes to the game day, they're playing damn well. Okay?
Tell the truth.
When they're put in the game, they're playing damn well. I got to also say this. We've been asking for a running game, right? Run the ball. Running back Anthony Hankerson, who was on last year's 1-11 team, showed up and showed out today for 16 carries, 74 yards, and 1 touchdown. Now, he didn't run for 100 yards, but it was necessary to run the ball to keep USC honest, to put pressure on USC, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at his run in the game. This is fair use, fair use, fair use. Let me put this up here. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyright motion picture, videos, tapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for the purpose of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which does not infringe of the copyright under 17 USC 107. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, let me let you see what this young man did in the game that I thought was very important to send a message to USC. And I like the way they lined up in sort of a power type formation. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen.
Hankerson looking, dives. Touchdown.
Again, let's see that again. The line, look at the formation.
Looking.
Powerful formation.
Touchdown.
That's exactly what we need, okay? They need to run the ball. They need to grind that ball down people's throats. That balanced running game will help Shedeur Sanders to keep him from being sacked a lot. It'll give him time to have a balance. It'll open up the passing game because when you run the ball, should I say, you can now do some play action, and then the defense has to respect the play action if you're running the ball. Coach Prime says we got to cook up the running game. I thought today we saw exactly what the running game could be. If you agree with me, put sevens in the chat room. We saw exactly what the running game could possibly be, ladies and gentlemen, if they just take a chance and run. What do you think, Larry Chapman? What do you think, Eric Gooden? What do you think, James Blackburn? And thank you, James Blackburn. You all left there. You guys leave really great messages in my comment section. And you see, I really appreciate that because you got a lot of these trolls that leave nasty messages. And just to let you all know, I have a lot of messages to answer and put some love on. So all the stuff that you have written on all the content here, whether it be shorts and videos, I'm going to be getting to those videos and putting hearts and putting thumbs ups and maybe even writing something back to you. So be patient with me because, man, I've got videos where people have gone over 1,000 comments. And I can only get to so many comments at one time, but I appreciate your comments and we'll get to them as soon as I can, even if it's videos that I put out some time ago. Okay, really appreciate that. Okay, so what we saw there was the idea that we need to run the ball, we need to be physical, and I think that's necessary. And what you saw in that case, Hankerson is one of the Anthony Hankerson is one of the more physical running backs on this football team. This was a great game overall. I mean, I was a little concerned in that first half, but the second half things turned around. And Coach Prime and his team made us a believer. I wish I could have been a fly on the wall to hear exactly what Coach Prime said to that team, to his team, to wake them up, to get them some get right, which was necessary. Shedeur, I'm going to say this again. Shedeur is just as good as Caleb Williams, if not better than Caleb Williams. This is the difference between him and Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams has an offensive line that gives him max protection, gives him more protection. If Shedeur, this is why I would love to see, I want Shedeur to come back and play another year. He's actually got 3 more years of eligibility. I want to see him come back and play another year because I want to see what kind of numbers he can put up when he has a better offensive line or a more efficient offensive line or an improved offensive line that can give him more protection. Because if Shedeur Sanders could get more protection, he could dwarf what Caleb Williams has been doing. I'm telling you, he could dwarf it. This is a fact.
Tell the truth.
He could do it. Let's hear what he had to say ladies and gentlemen, at the press conference. Once again, this is fair use for the purpose of education, news reporting, parody. This is fair use under 107, very important, under 17 USC 107 for criticism, parody, criticism, produce, distribute, and exhibit portions of copyright material under the Fair Use Act. Let's go at it right now and let you all hear the press conference and what Shedeur was putting down. There was a lot of praise for Brother Omarion, and I'm going to get to him very soon. I have some words to say about this young brother.
What was it like to just have the game you had today?
Oh, man, it was crazy, you know. Honestly, last night, I dreamed about playing like this, you know. I just dreamed I'd come out here and destroy, and I did it. So, you know, all praise to God.
Matt, go ahead. Shedeur, Matt Smith, 104.3 The Fan. You want to just take us through the last 6 minutes? You guys got the ball back, I think, like 5:58 with one timeout left. It felt like maybe there were some communication issues or maybe just took a long time to get things in. What was going on there?
Really, we just, all 11 players on the field wasn't going to execute that exact play call. So my thing is, I'd rather take our time so much rather than have a negative play and stuff like that. So that goes on me for not controlling the offense and not controlling everybody knowing what to do in that specific play. But that's why it took. And, you know, sometimes I checked runs on some plays because it wasn't the great look that we needed regardless of anything. We just want to play a real clean game. And it's things we could always go back and do better. Y'all on the outside, y'all, everybody has opinions of what we could do, but y'all not in the moment. Y'all not seeing what we seeing. Y'all don't know that wasn't going to work for that. So what's our change up? We got to do something else to keep it going, keep us in tempo, and have another positive play. So that's why we was really going slower, and I put a lot of that on me. You know, Coach, he's really a fast tempo guy, but I slowed it down, and that's just on me. I got to grow from.
You just in that vein real quick, you talked about you ran the ball, you checked into some runs. You guys ran the football on the whole much better today. What did you see out of the running game? And
Right. They ran the ball much better, and that's what they need to continue doing because that will allow them to be able to stay in games and to be able to compete in games, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go back to that.
Take forward. It wasn't even what I seen. It was basically just follow the keys, understand what calls called, and all of us having a understanding of what the play call is and execute it. These are the same plays we've been running forever. Like, everybody runs power. Everybody runs zone. Like, that's what it is. It's about just the players executing it. So I feel like today we had a better mindset and understand, okay, we got to execute these plays for them to be able to work, and that's what we did. We just got to do it quicker.
Shedeur, Tyler King with the Denver Gazette. What have you seen from Omarion in practice that has led to the confidence that you had in him today? Because there was, I think, the one play in the fourth quarter, you just threw it and he wasn't looking, and he turned around and it kind of popped right in his chest. What has led to the confidence in him in practice? Well,
that's an anticipation throw. That was where I know where he's going to be, and I trust he's going to do that. And all it is I've been telling him, I said, bro, I need you to step up even from day one, whenever he was just out in summer workouts and stuff. And I told him, I said, bro, you could be a big part of the offense, or you could just have a freshman year and just wait. You know what I'm saying? So it's up to you, and I'm glad he finally came and understand who he is as a player and understand, like, you know, the level. Everybody's human. Everybody can be beat, and he has what it takes to be able to go out there and dominate. So I'm happy he was able, in one of the biggest games of the season, able to go out there and do that.
Roderick, Adam Munster Tiger, 24/7 Sports. When did you find out you were going to get the start, and what was it like getting out there against a quarterback like Caleb Williams?
I found out earlier this week. It wasn't a shocker to me because being a grad transfer, I got experience, so I was ready for the moment. I can tell you this whole week, I probably wasn't able to sleep a lot. I would wake up in the middle of the night thinking about it, and just playing against a quarterback like Caleb Williams, man, that's a dream. It's a dream, man. Playing against the Heisman quarterback from last year, it's a dream. I wouldn't want to be nowhere else than what I was today. I feel like I gave everything I had. There's still some stuff we got to correct the defense, but overall, man, it was a dream come true, man.
Go ahead, Mark. Mark Kisley, Denver Post, for Shedeur. Your attitude and the team's attitude, it's 34-7 with just a minute left in the first half. And second,
ladies and gentlemen, that's another thing I want you guys to realize. They were down 34-7 in the first half. They could have, I'm going to say this again, for the cheap seats, for the expensive seats at the ball game for the man that sells the popcorn and hot dogs, everybody. They were down 7-34, and they could have easily packed it in and said, oh, my God, it's Oregon all over again. These are young players. Emotions are all over the place. They could have easily stunk it up, but they came back and fought back into this game. And if it had not been for some mistakes in the first half, some adjustments that did not get made in that first half, in time, they could have easily, possibly forced this into an overtime game. Listen to me now. Okay, tell the truth. Tell the truth here.
Tell the truth.
Or won this game. Because football is a game of inches, everybody. If you agree with me, put sevens, put believe. Let's let everybody know that we're rocking over here today. We got 515 people watching, and we're rocking, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear more.
Played against the best quarterback, college quarterback in the country. How do you think you fared?
Wait, say that one more time?
How do you personally?
No, I was saying the first part.
You're down 34-7.
I think that when Shador asked him to say it again, I don't think Shador took kindly to them saying that Caleb Williams is the best quarterback in the country. You know why? Because let's keep it real. Shador, and he should, feels that he's the best quarterback. I mean, this is competitive juices here. Let's just keep it real. Let's continue.
Yeah.
If you agree with me, put sevens in the chat room. Whatever you like.
Let
everybody know we here.
Understand. They just executed.
Thank you for being
here.
here.
We didn't execute our plays, and that's why we weren't. It goes again like in practice. Like, you just can't get bored with the easy things. We just had to lock in and understand, look, this is not going to be a recap of what happened last week, and we're just not going out like that. So we got to
see
whatever it takes. And that was the whole motto this week, and that's how I prepare mentally. Like, whatever it takes, we'll do it.
We're not going out like last week.
So really just getting in that zone and having everybody get in that zone off rip and off the beginning, then that's what will help us, have not getting those great deficits, especially when you're playing a good offense and a great quarterback.
Relish being on the same stage as.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard the man himself say it and tell the truth. There's so much to go over. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to tell everybody that's in the chat room, we got 569 people watching. Make sure you share this video on all your social media. If you're a content creator, put it in your community tab if you don't mind. Another thing, folks, if you have people in your family, people that you know who like watching football content like this, definitely go ahead and share this video with them. Tell them about the channel as we're trying to grow something great over here. Make sure, folks, that you don't miss out on following the Facebook page where I post more additional video content and various other goodies on the Facebook page. It's Prime Sports Media. Not to brag, but I got things popping really heavy over there, should I say. We got about, at this point, and it changes every time, we've got about 70 to 71,000 people following us on the Facebook page of this channel, which is Prime Sports Media. And people love the content and the things that I drop over there that I'm not able to drop in the community tab of this channel. A lot of video content and lots of memes. So make sure you subscribe or follow the Prime Sports Media channel on Facebook. The page is growing like wildflowers over there. And I think it's because of you people, you great folks out there watching this program, the great people who love this content and love all content like this. Thank you. I give you a clap. Now, this is why they were really in this game, ladies and gentlemen. When I read off these numbers to you, all the haters out there and the trolls, shut your mouth.
Tell the truth.
Check this out. This is how close the game really was. This first half makes it look like they were dead in the water. It looked that way at first. But this really shows you what type of team they are to come back from 7-34 down in the first half to bring it up to 41-48. Check this out. USC and Colorado comparison. First downs. USC got 26 first downs. Colorado got 32 first downs. Now, of course, you want to convert those first downs into touchdowns, right? Okay, in total yards, Colorado, check this out. Total yards. USC got 498 total yards against Colorado. Check this out. A team that everybody thinks is going to be the be-all to end-all this year, right? They gave up how many? USC gave up 564 yards to Colorado. That's a lot of yards for a team that everyone thought that was going to blow Colorado out in the end. Passing. 403 yards passing for USC, 371 yards for Shedeur Sanders. Rushing. Do you know that we outrushed USC, even though USC, people would say, oh, they got the better running backs. USC rushed the ball for 95 yards, while Colorado rushed the ball for 193 yards overall. Penalties. Do you know the penalties were not that far from each other? Penalties. USC got 6 for 53, meaning out of 53 snaps, they had 6 penalties. Check this out. Colorado, out of 60 snaps of the ball, had 7. So this game, there was some Steven in certain parts of this game statistically. Turnovers. Both teams turned the ball over. Remember? I think wasn't it Craig? Cameron Craig? Let me put his picture up here. Tell me if I'm wrong or right, folks. Did Cameron Craig get an interception today? Did he get another? I think he got another interception today. And he was flying all over the place in the second half of this game, playing safety, filling in for Slesher, who's been out hurt for Slesher. Tell me if I'm wrong or right. Didn't he get an interception today? So he showed up and showed out in that second half. Let me give you these statistics again. Time of possession. USC had the ball for 27.55 minutes. Colorado, this is the difference. This is why they were able to come back. They were able to come back in the game, or at least make it more competitive. They managed to get the ball for 32.5 seconds in the game. So actually, Colorado had just a slight bit more time of possession. Now, this is the difference here. Believe it or not, USC got 3 sacks. Once again, Shedeur Sanders cannot continue to take these hits. So 3 sacks for USC, while Colorado got 2 sacks. Thank God for that. Thank God for that. On the other side of the equation, Jimmy Horn. Jimmy Horn did some things. Now, I'm going to talk about Jimmy Horn and just, I'm going to talk about, this is what I want to do. Let's get to Omarion Miller. Okay? Omarion Miller is wow. I'm so glad he's playing on the Colorado side of things. Remember, Omarion Miller was the 2023 4-star wide receiver. He was ranked 124 in Rivals. The Rivals had him rated at 5.9 in their Rivals rating. And remember, he committed to Coach Prime. I kept saying to myself, why was this young man not playing earlier in the year? Okay, why was he not playing every down? Why? Because according to the data, Omarion Miller has only played 11 snaps this year. And I said to myself, why is this young man not playing more in the game? Can you imagine him out there with Xavier Weaver and Jimmy Horn? And then can you imagine if he's out there with Travis Hunter you have all 4 of them out there, or put 5 wide receivers out there, what damage could be done. I kept saying, what is going on? Is the coaching staff not making a great decision to play more of these younger freshmen? Because when they put them in the game, magic starts to happen. That's what I was thinking, everybody. Magic. I kept saying they put Omarion Miller in the game, who I'm finding out was in the doghouse. Then you have my man, the number 1 defensive back, Kamani McLean, who I kept saying, why are we not seeing enough of him? Because he's been a little bit in the doghouse in terms of preparing for the game. Coach Prime says that the standard is the standard, and they're not going to change the standard. But then when you put them in the game, magic starts to happen. Fairy tales and all sorts of things and butterflies start to... Magic. I want to say to you all out there, sometimes you have people, athletes, who are not good practice. They're not good in practice. They just don't jump off the page in practice. But as soon as you put them in the game, magic happens. That's McLean. That's Kamani McLean. And now we're finding out the same guy right here, Omarion Miller, he's pure magic. Now you would say, well, how is he pure magic? How is he pure magic? You're going to have to break it down to us. Well, you all saw the game. You saw how he seemed to be unstoppable. And he did it against, obviously, a team that isn't great at tackling in space. And I said that that's the game plan. But check this out. Omarion Miller had 7 receptions, 196 yards in his debut for 1 touchdown. 1 touchdown, y'all. Fantastic. I liked what I saw, and I want y'all to like what you see right here. This is fair use, fair use, fair use for the purpose of criticism, news, parody, education, critical analysis. This is fair use under what laws, everybody? Under 17 USC 107. This does not infringe on the copyright, and this is what it's about, y'all. Check this out.
Sanders sprints out of the pocket, looking. Touchdown, Omarion Miller. Wow, this kid's electric.
I want you all to see that again.
Sanders sprints out of the pocket, looking. Touchdown, Omarion Miller. Wow, this kid's electric.
Again.
Sanders sprints out of the pocket, looking. Touchdown, Omarion Miller. Wow, this kid's electric.
Electric. Ladies and gentlemen, this kid is electric. If you agree that he's electric, put 7s in the chat room. Put I believe, whatever we come and we hear, whatever you like. He's electric. Now, this is what Coach Prime, this is a quote from, I got this is not me making this up, but Coach Prime said the reason why, because I kept saying to myself today, and I wonder if many of you said the same thing, all 610 of you that's there, I love you for being here. This is how I do my live streams, folks. I give you a presentation. I give you a production. I give you a real show. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what Coach Prime said about this young man. He said it himself in the press conference today. Nothing I made up. He said he had not practiced well. He did not practice well. He was not a good practice player. That's why we did not see Omarion Miller in the games. If you're wondering, just like I was wondering, hey, if this kid is playing this well, why didn't they put him out there in rotation against TCU, against Nebraska, against Colorado State? They could have used them against, hell, they could have used them against Oregon.
Tell the truth.
But then Coach Prime says, nah. See, the standard is the standard. You know, he didn't live up to the standard. And he's not practicing well. He's not preparing for the game well. It's the same thing he said about another young man that we are very fond of. As I said before, he said the same thing about this young man, saying that Kamani McLean is a very talented young man that Coach Prime recruited as well. But is he doing the things to play on Saturday by preparing himself properly in practice? And I understand when you're in high school, you're the best athlete in high school. You can kind of get away with just your pure talent. But when you want to get to the next level, you've got to practice right. You've got to follow directions right from the coaching. You've got to show up to the meetings on time. You can't mess around. And I know that both these young men are highly intelligent and very talented young men. But to play big-time college football, you have to listen to your coaches, like Coach Prime is giving him tutelage. You're being taught by the greatest defensive back to ever play the game, if not the best, the greatest. Why? You have to listen. You have to listen. And sometimes the younger generation fails to listen to the wisdom of the older generation. And I think that's why we have not seen both of them playing in games as much as we would probably like to see them display their skills. But what I would like to say is that when they both got in the game, I'm going to say it again. When they both got in the game, it was magic. Pure magic. 100% magic.
Tell the truth.
So I hope that they can, I think this game, what they showed today, could possibly rectify being in the doghouse with Coach Prime. It may rectify, change everything, and Coach Prime and the coaches know that they can play, but they're going to have to still work on what they're doing when they're not playing in the actual game, or they're not, they got to practice better. But tell me how many of you agree or disagree with me. The reality is there's people like that. I grew up playing basketball in high school, and I knew guys like this who they weren't the best in practice, in preparation. But as soon as you put them out there in the game when it was really counting, it's like magic just turned on. I know Iverson said the same thing those years ago. You're talking about practice, but yet practice is important. So I just think this whole situation was amazing with Omarion and Kamani McLean. What do you all think in the chat room? Let me know. Yeah, I love Kamani. The young man is great. But we have, ladies and gentlemen, we have discovered this weekend against USC, we have another star in the makings in Omarion Miller. Do you understand how dangerous this team is going to be in the future? Do you understand that people need to listen to this again?
Because we understand what's coming. If you can't see what's coming with CU football, you've lost your mind. You just a flat-out hater. if you can't see what's going on and what's going to transpire over the next several months. Something's wrong with you.
Something is definitely wrong with anybody who can't see these realities. Let's go ahead and hear from Omarion Miller in the way he played, and he got some really great positive words from Michael Irvin. This is fair use for the purpose of criticism, news reporting, parody. It does not infringe on the copyright owner. This is for education purposes. This is for critical analysis. Let's hear this right now. This is fair use.
Michael Irvin came.
Omarion.
Sorry.
Everybody, this is my man Omarion. He went for a lot of yards today.
Omarion.
I ain't seen him much, but
Michael Irvin came up to you after the game and shared a message with you and said you ran an NFL out route and then some. What did that message mean to you, and what's your response to that?
It meant a lot, coming from Michael Irvin, that kind of pumped me up a little bit, that message just telling me, just keep working, I got so much to prove, this is just one game, y'all ain't seen none yet, really, so just telling me keep working and just doing what I do best.
Brian Howell from the Boulder Daily Camera. Even though it is a loss, can you take momentum from the way you guys finished this game offensively after, obviously, Oregon didn't go well offensively in the first part of this game? Can you take something from the way you guys got things going?
Yeah, just continue to just go off the message that Coach keeps telling us week in weeks. We got to do the simple things right, and before we're able to do a lot of exotic things. So that's really just going into it, understand, like, the small plays, like the read keys I didn't read the right way and pulled it. Like, certain things like that we just can't afford to do, and that's going to get us behind in the game. So that's really it.
Shador, David Oven with The Athletic. How would you describe the mindset of this team after the last 2 weeks? And also, what are some of the things that you feel like, people don't understand about this offense or this team? You mentioned that.
Oh, really? Well, today we kind of got a glimpse of who our identity is. When we play good football, we didn't really have a taste of that until, since week one. So we're offensively, we know no matter what happens, we got to go out there and score every drive. So that's where I feel like we got our mindset in the second half, and we could take that from that and understand, look, we're able to get back to that point. We just got to be able to do that throughout the whole game and not just the second half.
And what about stuff that people don't understand about this team and this offense?
I can't really say because it's universal everywhere. Everybody has problems. Everybody has new players. There's no excuses. It's not that. It's nothing y'all don't understand. Spotlight ain't too much. The media ain't too much. There's nothing that's too much. I feel like we have a great job handling that and blocking out distractions. So it's up to us individually, and then we come collectively as a team.
Okay, two more. Go ahead, Marcus. Marcus with The Athletic. Shador, you look to be a little bit hobbled, but then you take off for a run. Like, were you playing through something? How'd you feel physically?
Nah, for sure, my ankle hurt a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, boy. And ever since I was younger, my shin be swollen, cause I used to hit my shins on desks and stuff when I was in school on accident. I was clumsy. I was a clumsy kid, so I think that's a permanent thing, and it reminded me of how it was back in the day when I was younger. So that was really it. I got twisted up one bad time. Basically, I got twisted up. You know how Xavier Weaver, every time he gets hit, he just falls weird. That's just what happened.
Okay, last one, Mick, go ahead.
Mick Miller, Fox 31. Shador, obviously the offense made a lot of strides today. I feel like the run game also made strides today. I think that started with you scrambling. Is that a conscious decision, or is that just in the moment seeing what you're able to get from the defense?
It's funny, we had this conversation the other day. We don't have predetermined, I'm going to take off. That's not what it is. We got to understand how they're playing this, how they're going to contain me and stuff like that, and understand, okay, basically the rush lanes. So progression, 1, 2, if we feel something there, then we're able to slide over. And one on the interception, I feel like I should just slid and gave Weave the ball. Now we made one bad things too. Now I start scrambling and he slipped, miscommunication, pick. So there's things like that I can't put that on the receivers. And
now he's talking about the incident where he threw the interception, and he said that Weaver might have slipped down, and he said he puts it on himself and not the receiver, in this case, Xavier Weaver. And it just shows you the maturity of Shedeur Sanders, how he's not trying to throw his teammates under the bus. Not even the offensive line, which I don't think has given him the best protection at times. But that's what leaders do. You take on the pressure on your shoulders, and that's what Shedeur has been doing. Let's get back to it.
On me, and just getting back to the basics and understand week after week and practice. Even when I feel pressure, I got to be able to stand in there and take it.
Ladies and gentlemen, wow. That's what can I say? Maturity right in our face. Right in our face. Wow. Jimmy Horn, who I was going to get to first, but I said, no, let me go to the young man, Omarion Miller, because he showed out. But let's not forget about Jimmy Horn. He made some key plays in this game, too. If I'm not mistaken, Jimmy Horn had 7 receptions, ladies and gentlemen, 84 yards and 2 TDs.
Tell the truth.
That's actually fantastic. He was a big part of why they were able to get themselves in a situation where they could possibly tie or win this game. I just think the clock ran out on them. They ran out of time. And as we had said earlier in the show, there was some time management problems. I think, and this is heavy criticism by me, I think that the coaches that were in charge of that, the coaching sort of hurt the team down the stretch, because it's the coaches that have to make that decision about time clock management, when to make the right timeout, when to tell Shedeur Sanders, when you snap that ball, we want you to kill the clock. When to say we can't run the ball up the gut because we're eating up time that we need. Let's do hurry up 2-minute offense. I said that earlier in this show, and I'm still going to stand on that. I think the coaches are going to have to clean, just like the players have to clean up some stuff, right? Coaches have to clean up where they're making mistakes as well. Okay, let's go over to what Jimmy Horn did. This was sensational in the game, everybody. This is fair use for the purpose of educating, the purpose of parody, news reporting, critical analysis, and the whole 9 yard under 17-107. Let me put that 17, right? That's under 17 USC 107. Very important that I say this. And here we go. Check out, I believe this is Jimmy Horn that you're going to see working his magic here. Watch.
Sanders takes his time, lofts one in the air, caught, touchdown, Colorado. Jimmy Horn Jr.
Again, one more time.
Sanders takes his time, lofts one in the air, caught, touchdown, Colorado. Jimmy Horn Jr.
Right. Jimmy Horn Jr., everybody. Can't get no better than that. That was one of 2 of his touchdowns on the day that I thought this is all that was happening in the second half of this contest, that Colorado really showed what they were made of. They showed that they are a team. They're not a pushover, that they didn't have a hangover from losing to Oregon a week ago, that they could compete against another good team better than they did against Oregon a week ago. And so there's a lot to build on in this type of game and the way they played. Now, Shedeur Sanders did not say, or Coach Prime say, that they believe in moral victories. It's not a moral victory, but what it did show, and you're going to hear Coach Prime, because I'm going to play some of them, some of what he said today, it did show that this team does not give up and that they have a heart of a champion, and that if you can just improve some areas, and if Coach Prime brings in some players that could really help this team turn some things around, they're going to be dangerous.
We understand what's coming. If you can't see what's coming, with CU football, you've lost your mind. You're just a flat-out hater if you can't see what's going on and what's going to transpire over the next several months. Something's wrong with you.
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth. Another person who stood, I think this guy is becoming a standout little by little, and that is Michael Harrison. They call him Mikey on the team. He got the other touchdown today. Michael Harrison got 6 receptions for 44 yards and 1 TD. He didn't put up big numbers, gaudy numbers on the yardage, but he got a TD, and these TDs count. Every little bit of it can count towards potentially winning if some of the things in the first half could have went a lot better for them, okay? So we just got to give some thumbs up to what they were able to do. I think people out there, if you believe in this football team, put in the chat room that you believe. Stick with them. Don't jump off the ship because because this team is being built not just for this year. This team is being built into next year and the years to come. So you can't run back over to Colorado and ride with Colorado when they really start dominating in college football, as I think they are going to get there. And that's what these coaches are afraid of. I've talked about this before. But they did some fantastic things in the second half. It was a little rough. There were some things that were a little bit undesirable for me that they're going to have to clean up. Still have some glaring weaknesses in their offensive line, some glaring issues in the defensive line, but that's going to be a matter of getting other recruits in and improving those areas. Coach Prime in Colorado has a lot of skilled players. He brought in a lot of guys at the receiving spot in those certain areas like that. But when they get the beef in there, you know what I mean when I say the beef, it's going to change everything, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move on to something else. We got Coach Prime. We're going to hear from Coach Prime now, break a few things down. I appreciate you all out there listening. Make sure you like this video, share this video on all your social media. But I think, I'm just going to say this, I think that Coach Prime wants the best for his young players. I think he wants the best for Kamani McLean. He just wants him to be the best player he can be, which is why he wants him to be better prepared for games, and he's going to see more playing time. I think he needs to be out there more because today in the game, we all witnessed him go up against Brendan Rice, Jerry Rice's son, and he stopped him. He tried to run a slant route, and Kamani McLean was right there to stop it. And then on the second, this is the problem that I had, folks. Then on the next play after Kamani stopped Brendan Rice, I said, then what happened? Brendan Rice, Jerry Rice's son, got a touchdown against Colorado. And I kept saying to myself, and I wonder if you were saying the same thing, why didn't they keep Kamani McLean on him? I think Kamani McLean would have stopped him from getting that touchdown because I believe that this young man is very, very talented. I really believe so. I think he's one of these young men, you just got to let him play. I know practice is important. I know rules are important. But he might be one of these rare young men that when you put him out there in the biggest lights, he makes things happen. But he's young, fresh out of high school. He'll mature. I believe in him. Coach Prime believes in him. He just wants what's best for the young man. Okay? And I think I believe in him. And I know you believe in him as well. He's going to be great. Greatness is coming his way. Coach Prime, let's get to it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to what Coach Prime is all about and what he had to say in the press conference. Once again, this is called Fair Use, and allows for the purpose of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which does not infringe on the copyright under 17 USC 107. And here we go.
Coaches included, because they were resilient. They did not give up when they had multiple opportunities to give up. They fought to the end. We sustained injuries. Next man up came in and did their thing. Marion played his butt off. I think he had a $196. Who else? Several guys played. Kamani came in and contributed tremendously.
Mm-hmm.
Did a great job going in.
That's
Still
right.
Had some special teams weren't special. As normal, we got to fix this. We say this every week, but we truly got to fix this one way or another. Running game showed its face, and you see how better the offense flowed with the running game. We still getting out to tardy starts. We got to come out ready to play it. I don't know. I got to fix that myself personally. We can't come out and make a surge, and right before halftime, then we start saying, okay, we're in the game. They played wonderfully. The quarterback was resilient. They ran the ball. They had hit us with some big play screens and some backside things. But, you know, coaches always say, we didn't do this or we didn't do that. They force you into doing certain things, and they force you into making mistakes. But we got to just fix the little issues that we're having. And I don't know if that's age. I don't know if that's just new to the systems. But overall, I'm really proud of not only the young men, the coaches, the fan base, the student body, all of you. I'm truly proud of the way we represented Boulder today. I really am. Let's go.
Hi, Deion.
How you doing?
Tell the truth.
So, Deion, the throw that Shedeur made to Omarion in the end zone on 4th and 5, we just asked him about it, and it's just like another play.
Right.
Not really impressed with himself.
Right.
I want to ask you two things. One, when you saw that play, that's a play that is beyond an NFL play. There was no space.
Right.
He found some place to get it in.
This is very true. This is why you know Shedeur is a NFL caliber quarterback. He threw that ball in a space that was a difficult place to throw a football. And you have to ask yourself, how did he really do it? How was he able to get that ball in a tight area like that? I think I will show that video again because the reporter is asking a very important question again. Let's play that again.
Rocket looking. Touchdown of Marion Miller. Wow.
Do you understand how difficult of a pass he just threw? Let's hear Prime.
Where does that part of him come from? And do you remember any moments when you were raising him that he started to show that kind of
You're listening to Prime
acumen?
Sports Media.
Well, his nickname in my phone, and most of you know that follows us, is Grown. He's very mature. Grown. G-R-O-W-N. He's very mature for his age. He's very confident. He don't flinch. He never gets flustered. He's a most sacked quarterback in college football, and you can tell with the way he carry himself. He's just a kid that we all knew, and a multitude of our fans know, and some of you wonderful and brilliant writers know, that if we would have got that ball last, we were going to go down and score. We knew that. We know that. Everybody in here knows that. His teammates knew that. And that's just what he brings to the table. He's unflappable. And he's very wise and understanding on the whys and the because in what he sees out there on the field. He thinks a multitude of things through, but he's a dynamic athlete and a dynamic young man. I'm proud to be his father and his coach. Yes. 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 Yeah, not early on, no, not whatsoever. You got to understand that you can only hold people accountable when you're doing your job. You can't go around here holding everybody accountable when you're not doing your job. So the more that these young men do their jobs and do it like the expectation.
You hear what Coach Prime is saying? I think part of what he's saying relates to why we have not seen a lot of Omarion Miller or Kamani McLean early on in games. There's a standard that you must follow under Coach Prime. That's what he's asking for.
That we have of them, then they can hold others accountable, but they're tremendous reluctant. It's only a few guys on this team that consistently, you know what you're going to get week in and week out, as well as practice. So once that continues, I didn't think we was going to get that from Mario. I ain't seen that yet. No, I mean, he hadn't practiced well.
Boom. I had said that earlier. Coach Prime has validated me by saying that Omarion had not practiced well, which is why we did not see him in many games. I'm reinforcing that because this is a very good point, but he broke out today. Some guys just don't practice very well, but they shine in the game. Let's continue.
That's why he hadn't played. But he was forced into action, and he showed up and showed out, and we celebrated him after the game because of how he stepped up. And now I'm pretty certain that his confidence is going to soar through the roof. So now we could really call set plays for him and really depend on him a lot more, because when he could take the pressure off Xavier and Jimmy, that and in the running game as well, that's tremendous. But I'm proud of him. Yes, sir. Jackson State. Where we get Jackson State from and all this going on? All this going on, where we get that? True. That's game planning, that's scripting, that's going out there understanding what's at hand, and we don't need to get warmed up to do this. We got to come out smoking and ready to go. Like when we come out the locker room, we're ready. In between the kickoff and the first series or the second series, that's when we have a little lackadaisical type of effort, but that's going to have to come from the coaching staff as well as the OCs and the DCs to make sure they put us in the right situation.
Did you hear that? That's going to have to come from the coaching staff. We had said that before. The coaching staff has also got to do their part to make better decisions so that the team, because they made some bad decisions down the stretch, which really hurt them from potentially being able to come back and tie this game up, if not win the game. There was some bad time management and play calls that didn't seem to be the right kind of play calls to call when you're going up, when you're rushing against the clock. You need more 2-minute offense, but let's get back to Coach Prime.
So that we're ready to go and understand the personnel that you have out there on the field, and making sure we could call certain things that they can fulfill, so to speak. Great question. Yes, sir.
Ariel Arsuto, 9 News. Good. So you talked about how you were really proud of this resilient team. I don't know whether or not you believe in moral victories. Your son says
I don't.
Your son doesn't either.
I don't. No,
yeah,
I don't.
He said he doesn't either.
No.
But is this, at least the second half team, is that the team that you imagined you would have when you stepped foot on this field?
No. The team I imagined would play 4 solid quarters and be really physical and really tough and definitive and just make our mark and leave an impression on not only the opposing team, but the coaching staff as well as our fan base. That's what we want to do. We yet to have an identity. I challenged them all week on what's our identity. I don't know who we are. From week to week, I don't know what we're gonna do. From practice to practice, I do, but we got to translate that into the games. So we're still searching for our true identity.
Was that close to an identity?
I think that was a very important point that Coach Prime made right there, and that the fact that he was willing to admit that they really have not been able to identify their identity. And identity is very important because identity defines what your team is, whether you are a defensive team or you're a team that runs the ball and controls the clock, Are you a passing team that spreads people out? What is your identity? What is your bread and butter? And that is a concern because every week, as Coach Prime says, he doesn't know what he's going to get. And at some point in time, as the season goes on, Colorado is going to have to figure out what their identity is as a team, particularly offensively, as they try and continue to strive, should I say, to get their running game really moving forward. So we have to see how that turns, because that's a very honest admission by Coach Prime. And it tells you that there are some internal things going on that he's not happy about, that he knows has to be fixed. And he's got the coaching staff to do it. He has the experience to do it as a coach, and I believe in what they're doing. But these are ups and downs. And, you know, remember, he put together a team from the transfer portal. This has never been done what he's done before, and it takes time for teams to gel. Colorado is playing against teams like USC who have been together and have gelled. Now, USC, of course, they utilized the transfer portal and brought new guys in. That guy, Bear Alexander, he's a beast. He came from Georgia. They put together some tools on their teams because they've had some problems. So I kind of look at it like that, like, wow, what will Colorado be a year from now going into another season when Coach Prime is able to bring in some more recruits? You're going to get some guys from the transfer portal that are liking what they're seeing over here, and they're going to say, I want to go over there. There's going to be, look, Coach Prime was right when he said, you better get them now. You better get them now. What do y'all think in the chat room? Thank you for being here once again. We have September Boulevard. Let me pull up some names in here. Pull up my system if it's going to work correct. And we'll see how this goes, folks. If not, I will forego it. Okay, let me go. There we go. Let me see what we got here. We got my three girls saying Terrell Harris is speaking the truth. We got Adams Hurley. We put up a hell of a fight. Let me put these names on the board and see what people are saying in the chat room. All right. That's not coming through right. Having a few little technical problems here, folks. So I think I might just, there we go. Adam Hurley, no doubt, a violent fight. Yeah, it was a fight. It was a fight. Let me see. Bruce says Hawkinson. He says Hawkinson. What did Bruce say? Bruce said Hawkinson and Alton wear them out and Edward finished them. Let me see that right there. There we go. Let's get this going. Great stuff. Let's see what the sister is saying right here. Anita, if I'm saying your name right, Anita 55, Brian Wright. Thank you for being here, folks. I really appreciate it. I'm going to read some of the things that you're saying on the screen here. We got Cookie that's in the house saying, Brian, he sucks and he caused them to lose the game. Now, who are you talking about who sucks and caused them to lose the game? Let me know who you're talking about. No Gloves Network. What's up, information man? Didn't know you had a sports show. Subs. And I got a sports channel too. Thank you for coming on over and subscribing. I appreciate you. We got September Boulevard. Pull. Let me see. Franken says, thank you, Angela. Shador didn't just start this year. Let's go to Ben Johnson and see what Ben Johnson is saying. Ben Johnson says the future Buffaloes are soon to start stampeding. They're going to start stampeding. I'll give you a clap on that. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. It's just a matter of time, everybody. I'm going to play this again because it was just something that I clipped from Coach Prime today, and it makes a lot of sense.
Because we understand what's coming. If you can't see what's coming with CU football,
what's going on, Alicia?
You just a flat out
I
nigga.
see you there,
can't
my
see
mod.
what's going on and what.
Good to see you, my sister.
Transpire over the next several months. Something's wrong with you.
Right, something's wrong with you. Larry Chapman's in the house. He puts a 7. Thank you, Larry Chapman, for doing that. We got Brian, and everybody was talking to Brian earlier, and Brian says, I hope I'm saying your name right, Brian. Offensive coordinator Sean Lewis sucks along with Jack Bailey trash. Yeah, I think Sean Lewis, respectfully, down the stretch, I think I was like, he made some calls down the stretch when time was running down that did not seem to make sense. And I don't know if he was nervous or what the deal was, but I just didn't understand the play calling. It made me scratch my head. Shador has 9 TDs today if you switch quarterbacks. That's a very interesting statement. KJim 89, if I'm saying that correct. Cookie says this: when you see a rat, you clean house. Alicia, my mod, says, good to see you too. Oh, yeah, it's good to see you always. Thank you for supporting me on all my platforms, as always. I really appreciate you. We got Surfer Boy, who says, Arizona State University will throw the kitchen sink at CU. Well, I think they can play against them, man, after what they showed against USC. I think they can play. We got Bernard says this: I said that the OC and the DC, the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator, are attempting to sabotage what Coach Prime is trying to build at CU. I don't know if they're trying to. Why would they want to sabotage him? Because they'd be sabotaging their own careers. I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinions, but I don't see why they would sabotage. I don't know. Madison says, CU is getting everybody's best shot. Yeah, because they've been getting a lot of attention. You know, they're on the newspapers, the magazines, they're all over social media, the YouTube channels. I think, as I told you all in the video that I posted, and I got a lot of trolls that came over, I think that there's jealousy. Remember? There's jealousy. These coaches, I know Prime said that, yeah, it's normal for coaches to call other coaches and get information on the team. But I think that these coaches are doing it because they really want to embarrass him. They're really focused on let's embarrass Prime. They're jealous of his attention. They're jealous of the fact that people are gravitating towards him. I just, that's what I believe. But, you know, it is what it is. Marvin Jacob says it's not going to be easy to beat Arizona State. No, it's not. I'm not saying that it's easy, but I think that they can, okay? Jackie Harrell says Arizona State has many struggles. Now, you have left me several messages in the comment section, and I think, tell me if I'm wrong or right. People criticize my assessment on the jealousy aspect, and it is real. You cannot deny that. You got to think about it. You've got coaches that have been coaching in college football who have good teams, and they have not gotten the attention that Deion has been getting, Coach Prime has been getting. So you can't say that, you can't deny that there is some envy to that. There is some envy to that. And I bet you, Jack Harrell, that you didn't expect, let's be honest, that you did not expect Colorado was going to be able to at least make it a competitive game against USC. I believe that many people out there felt that they would be blown out in the same fashion that they did a week ago. Now, it looked that way in the first half. In the second half, totally different game. So would you be willing, Jack, to at least give Colorado credit for what they were able to do in that second half? Because what they showed, and they did it with freshmen, with young players, they showed flashes of the future. It's a future that many people are afraid of, like thunder. I'm just asking. Damn man above, not just envy, straight up hate, some even regret. I don't hold back. Call these people exactly what they are. Like bigots. Yeah, there's bigots. Yeah. There is. Let's not lie. We in American society, and we know what the deal is in American society. We know what the history is. So definitely, there's a whole bunch of layers to this cake. And you know, when you got a big cake and there's many layers to that different cake, there's many layers to this. But let me see what my man, what Jack is saying. And I appreciate you coming over and watching the video. Yes, they played a great second half. Yeah, they played a great second half, Jack. I agree with you. They played a great second half, and we're going to see what's going to happen. Look. Jack, everybody listening in the chat room, I have been very fair on my channel. I have made fair assessments. The problem with Colorado is that they don't have an offensive line that gives Shedeur Sanders the protection he needs to make the more and more spectacular plays, right, at times, okay? They have not generated enough of a running game. Today was a start at the approach of getting a better running game, right? The defensive line they don't have the kind of beef in the defensive line to stop the running game consistently. I don't think any of us are in denial of these facts. I don't think any of us are. We got Matthew in the house says, okay, I'm a lifelong Lincoln Lancer from Denver. I hope I'm saying that right, sir. I really think Coach Prime is a huge thing. Like when Chauncey Billups, who played basketball there, came back to help. Fantastic statement. Fantastic. Let me see. Group date. Is this group date? Some commenters have seen Remember the Titans too many times. Yeah, I mean, it's a damn good movie, but, you know, we playing the game on the grass, and I think we're going to see improvement, but I'm going to play this again and again and again. This team, I think, as much as Coach Prime always says we're going to win now, I really personally think the future is what many people are afraid of. Listen.
Because we understand what's coming. If you can't see what's coming with CU football, you've lost your mind. You just a flat-out hater. If you can't see what's going on and what's going to transpire over the next several months.
Okay.
Something's wrong with you.
Brother Taryn Harris, let me say to you what you just said was facts. You said, nope, that's an excuse. I'm not blaming the players no more. Right. Today was an example where coaching actually has to take a hit on this one. There was coaching flaws today. If we're going to blame players and we're going to talk about the offensive line ain't that good and the defensive line ain't got enough beef on it, sometimes we have to also look right in the mirror at the coaches and say, are they putting them in the best situation, right? And today, I got to be honest, Sean Lewis called some plays that made me scratch my head during the period of time when they were trying to move the ball down the field to score again, and time was running down, and they kept trying to run the ball up the middle with Hankerson. No, they should have kept passing the ball because the passing game is USC's weakness. USC, as I told you in my pre-video, make sure you watch these videos on this channel. I said to everybody, USC, even Joe Klein, what's the guy from Fox Sports? Can never say the last name right. He even said this. USC has a problem with tackling in space in their secondary. Even with that guy Bullock, their top-notch safety, they are weak in that area. That's when they should have stopped. When they were getting that momentum with Amarion Miller, they should have kept passing. This is just my opinion. I'm not a coach. But I'm just my opinion. Okay. Kamani must see the field more. Yes. Remember the play when Kamani was lined up against Jerry Rice's son, Brandon Rice, and he shut him down on that crossing route? And then the second play after that, I said this earlier, Brandon Rice got a touchdown. And I said, well, who was covering him? Guess what? They didn't have Kamani McLean on him. I thought that was a big mistake. Keep that kid on I would have kept that kid on the best receiver. At that time, it was Brendan Rice, the son of Jerry Rice. This is my opinion, y'all. This is my opinion. Okay. Bondo, the structure. Yes, thank you. Who does that with the time against them? Right. You don't do that. That's football 101. You don't do that. And you ain't got to be a football. You don't have to be a coach to know that. You can watch enough football to know that. Okay, we got my man Tim Coupland in the house. Sanders admitted it. He checked into a run play when time was running down. Thank you. Thank you.
Tell the truth.
When time is running down, you don't check into a running game. That's 101 basic football. Thank you for that statement. Facts. See what else we got coming in here. We got Larry. Thank you for being here, my brother Larry, who says Shador said during the presser that he was seeing USC defense formations, and it has his calls during that last minute for the game. Good points. Good points. Good points, everybody. September Boulevard is in the house saying, you spitting facts, Prime Sports Media. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I try to do. That's what I try to do, September Boulevard, if I'm saying that correct. Brian says, don't believe that. Brian, what do you not believe? Am I saying that name right, Brian? What is it that you don't believe? And then we got the man above says, yes, he did. Okay.
Tell the truth.
Let me put the sister up here. Sister Anita 55. I hope I'm saying your name right, sister. She says, Coach put Shador in a bad spot in the fourth quarter. Should not have run the ball. Correct.
Tell the truth.
Correct. Correcto Mendo. Correcto Mendo. It's just basic football 101. If y'all feeling it, hit those sevens in the chat room. 7 is a spiritual number. You hear me say that a lot. It's a spiritual number. Put those 7 because 7 is a righteous number, and it means that you're right about what you're talking about, or that you agree to things that I'm saying, and you agree with the things that you all are saying in that chat room. And I'm gonna say this to you emphatically, that everybody that's been watching this channel, you've been watching my videos, even when I have videos that I put out and I might have said a name wrong or what have you, I want to say thank you for rocking with me. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing my videos, because this channel would be nothing without your support and what you're doing for me. And I thank you. And with that said, make sure if you have Facebook, make sure you get over to the Facebook page of this channel, right? You can also click into my link area of this page and it'll have the Facebook channel. But if you got Facebook, just look Prime Sports Media up on Facebook and follow me over there, because what do I do over there? I put up video and all sorts of content that I'm not able to put on the community tab of this channel. I put some good stuff over there. We're at 71,000 people following on the Facebook Prime Sports Media page. Maybe might even be more right now. So please, we're building a really great community over there. I want you all to be a part of that community. Let's go in here and see what we have here. We got Ben Johnson, who's saying, just like when Muhammad Ali was so hated for his confidence, those people only like and respect Ali years later when he was an old man and he had the Parkinson. You're damn Skippy right.
Tell the truth. Thank
you for that statement. It's the truth. Let me see right here. Who do we have right here? Let's see. McLean got that pick, and they threw a late flag and called it. Yeah, I thought it was a clean pick, but they threw a flag. Thank you for saying that, Ben. I just think it was some trash. There's a lot of trash calls by these referees. What's going on, Franklin? Let's see. Cookie, if I'm saying that name, Cookie Cruncher says, so it was not Lewis. Coach Prime knows better. Yeah, I don't think Coach Prime would do you think that Prime would make a call like that? I think that was Lewis who made that call, because you know why? Because every time Colorado was calling those goofy plays, like those run plays, at a time when they should have been just throwing the ball and doing 2-minute offense. You notice who the cameras were on? It wasn't on Prime. They kept putting the cameras on Sean Lewis. So at this particular time, in my opinion, Sean Lewis has to take the L for that, for some of those bad play calls. I got to be honest with you. Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Down the stretch. Surfer Boy 3000 says, whoa, that was Olivia's PI call. Okay, we got Playback. Playback Project says it was Lewis. Thank you, Playback Project. Thank you. Thank you all for being on the same page. We're all on the same page here. Larry's back in the house here, and he says Shedeur ran and called the plays in the fourth quarter, not Lewis. Shedeur took full responsibility for running those. Wait a minute now. Are you saying let's do some status correction right now? Are you saying, I don't think I played some of what Shedeur had to say. I don't think Shedeur said that he called those plays exactly. Are you saying that Shedeur is the one that called those running plays and it wasn't Sean Lewis? Are you sure about that? Because I don't remember hearing Shedeur in the press conference, because I played video of him in the press conference today. I don't remember Shedeur Sanders, unless I missed something, saying that it was his fault for calling those particular plays. Please correct me if I'm wrong, or somebody correct Larry if he's wrong. I'm just saying, I want to be fair here. You know, I just want to, we want to be on the right path here. Let me see. My 3 girls 1 2 3 says he didn't cover for him. He didn't cover for him. Yeah, I don't remember. I played some of that tonight, and I don't remember hearing him say something like that. Now, maybe I missed it. I don't want to say that my man Larry is wrong if he's right, but then we got to check those receipts. Did he say that? Because we want to be correct, and we don't want to, throw anybody under the bus who didn't do what we think they did. AB the Truth Teller is in the house here. Thank you for being here. And we got Benjamin in the house. Benjamin Israel's in the house. He says, if Brady is his mentor, I know Brady probably was heated when the offensive coordinator blew the 4 minutes left in the game. Wow. That's very interesting.
Tell the truth.
That's thunderous. We got Legend 72 in the house saying Shedeur did say it in the presser. So he did say it. Wow. Maybe when I clipped his interview in the presser, maybe I did not clip it to the point when he said that. Maybe that's the reason why I didn't believe that. Can anybody else confirm that to be true or false? Larry Chapman's in the house putting those beautiful 7s in there. And then we've got Tim Copeland who says, yeah, Shedeur did not like the plays that Lewis was calling and checking those running plays. So see, this is now you're going to have, we got a dilemma here.
Information
is power. We got a dilemma here, ladies and gentlemen. We got a big dilemma. I don't know. We need to know with emphatic truth, did Shedeur say that he made those calls to run the ball, or was these calls made by Sean Lewis to him? We need to leave this stream with facts. Can somebody, anybody, let's take a test right now. Take a test right now. If you believe that Shedeur did make those calls, those running calls down that stretch in the fourth quarter, put 8s in the chat room. Put 8s in the chat room. If you believe that it was not Shedeur Sanders, but yet you heard him, it was clearly Sean Lewis that did that, put 7s in the chat room. Put 7s in the chat room. Let's take a vote of the chat room, because I'm sure all of you wonderful people in the chat room watched the football game and you had a chance to watch the presser. Let's take a test. Eric Johnson gives 8, says yes, he did say it. Let me see. 7 if he didn't say it, and 8 if you say he did say he did say it. Let's take these votes before I get out of here. Larry Chapman says no. He did not say it. Ben Thomas L. I can't pronounce that too well. I'm sorry. Says 7. Angela says, let me see. Anonymous says 7878. So you're in between. You're in between. All right. Cookie says 7. Ben Johnson says 7. Tim, let me see. Let me put this up here real quick. TM says Shedeur, like his daddy, does not disparage anyone. So he's overall says it was his fault. Oh, I see what you're saying. Wait a minute, folks. Wait a minute. Uh-oh, this person, TM, actually woke us up here. That's right. I think the reason why Shedeur Sanders said that, because he didn't want to, if he did say that, because he did not want to throw the coaching staff or players over the bus. That's very true. That's very true, because even when the offensive line was playing god awful for him, he didn't throw them under the bus. He said, what? I'm holding on to the ball too long. So Shedeur Sanders may have said that, not because it was really the fact, but that he wanted to take on the blame because he's the quarterback, he's the leader, he's got L for leader on his shirt. That would make sense. If y'all think that makes sense in the chat room, let's go with ones this time. Put ones in the chat room if you believe that maybe Shedeur just said that to sort of cover things up for the coaching. Because he's the quarterback. He doesn't want to blame anybody. So he takes the blame. That's what leaders do. When the ship goes down, the captain goes down with the ship, right?
Tell the truth.
You are listening to information.
You hear what I'm saying? Let me see what you all think about that theory. Danny says 1. Larry Chapman says 1. Ben Johnson says 1. Yeah, it makes a lot more sense now. Let me see. Let me go in here. I don't want to miss what people are saying. Tim Copeland. It look like we all getting some good right now. We all getting some good right. We all changing our minds over here. Let me see. Corey. Let me see. What's going on, Films? Let me see. Coach Prime received my game plan 1 week before the USC game. Sean Lewis must be fired. Whoa. You say he received your game plan. Encore Film says, let me see here. Man, you guys are, we got my man Peter, the investor, putting a 1. We've got Playback Project says he never blames the team or the coaches. He puts all the blame on himself. Right. So that's why I'm glad that TM came in here and left that message. I think we were missing that component that he's probably, because you notice Shedeur has not thrown the defensive line under the bus. He has not thrown the offensive line under the bus. You're right. He's simply taking on the pressure of it all. Let me see. Brady and other quarterbacks do the same thing. Quarterbacks are taught to say, we win things are good and when it is bad. Correct.
Tell the truth.
Correct. We got Anonymous here who says, take the blame and still lose. Let me see. Shedeur said he shouldn't have controlled the offense. He should control the offense better. Yeah, that's what he's doing. Everybody, I thank you for coming over, spending a little bit of time. Like I said, I'll be doing this on the weekends. I'll be going live on having weekend live shows like this. Every time they play a game, I will try to go live either Sunday Saturday after the game or a Sunday, depending on the schedule and conflicts in the schedule with my personal life. But I really appreciate you all coming over, showing out, and being inspirational for me in this channel. I want to thank you. I want to thank Eric Johnson for coming over. I see Love Wins is in the house, putting a 1. Thank you for coming over and supporting my sister. Thank you, Larry, for coming over. Thank you, AB, the truth teller. Thank you, 0489 for coming over, saying absolutely he has a lot of his daddy's character. Thank you for coming over. Surfing Boy coming over. Franklin J 1983, thank you for coming over. All of you for participating. Encore Films, thank you for coming over. My instincts are telling me that Sean Lewis is taking money from a outside. No, I don't want to go with conspiracies. No. Let's stop that. Let's stop that. Why would anybody want to destroy their coach? If that came out to be the truth, his coaching career would be over. Nobody would ever hire him. I don't think that. Let's not go down the conspiracy hole, please. Let's not go there. It is what it is. They played a tough game in the second half, and they can build off of this. So everybody, I really thank you for coming over tonight. Share this video in all your social media, all of it. Let people know about the channel. Share the video with friends, families, and loved ones. Anybody that likes sports, share it in your Facebook, share it in your Twitter or your X or whatever they're calling it now. Share it. Tell people about the channel. If you're a content creator, share it in your community tab as well. I really appreciate you. And you know how I do it over here. I'll be dropping a video about the pregame when they play the next opponent. And I know I've been saying this, and I'm going to do it. I've got to do a video about Jason Whitlock. I don't know if I may go live and do it. I might do a pre-produced video, or I might just go live during the week in the evening and let you all, and then I can put your names on the board and we can talk about it. But I've got to do a video about Jason Whitlock and his disrespect to Coach Prime and his sons. The guy is a complete, you talk about a hater, he's complete hate with thunder. Encore Film says, fire Sean Lewis. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions, but we're not entitled to our own facts. But I appreciate you all out there. You all have a great night, a wonderful, wonderful night and weekend. Thank you, everybody. Peace. Peace. Y'all take care, man. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Yeah.
Kevin True.
Subscribe to the channel. I want to say, boom, thank you for watching. Like and comment. Subscribe, everybody. Peace and respect to you all. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, that's right, that's right.
I say 1, 2, 3, 4. Have a great night. Coach Prime. I forgot to tell you one other important
announcement that is important. I want to say that let's all collectively pray and hope that Sanders has a great and healthy recovery. Unfortunately, he did not play today, and just think what he could have done in that secondary to put the wood on those players. Let's pray for him and hope that he has a recovery, that his health is more important than a football game, just as I had said before about Travis Hunter. Same thing goes for Travis Hunter. Let's hope for his recovery, but now we have also lost Savion Wilkinson. Savion got hurt in the game today. I do not know his status, how long he'll be out, but let's hope for his speedy recovery and that he is also going to be well. This is very important when we do these videos and talk about these players. We need to recognize guys that are out hurt, and we want them to have the ultimate health, and that's what it's all about. So I appreciate you all again, and continue
to support the channel. Thank you, and have a good night.
right now, not later. Right now. I don't know if you feel it, but we're gonna win. I don't know if you can see it, but we're gonna win. You got to understand, we're gonna win right now, not later. Right now. Y'all know we're gonna win. I don't know if you feel it, but we're gonna win. I don't know if you can see it, but we're gonna win. You got to understand, we're gonna win right now, not later. Right now. I don't know if you feel it, but we're gonna win. I don't know if you can see it, but we're gonna win. You got to understand, we're gonna win right now, not later. Right now. Y'all know we're gonna win. I don't know if you feel it, but we're gonna win. I don't know if you can see it, but we're gonna win. You got to understand, we're gonna win right now, not later. Right now. I don't know if y'all know, but we're gonna win. I don't know if you feel it, but we're gonna win. I don't know if you can see it, but we're gonna win. You got to understand, we're gonna win right now, not later. Right now. I don't know if y'all know, but we're gonna win. I don't know if you feel it, but we're gonna win. I don't know if you can see it, but we're gonna win. You got to understand, we're gonna win right now, not later. Right now. I don't know if y'all know, but we're gonna win. I don't know if you feel it, but we're gonna win. I don't know if you can see it, but we're gonna win.
Tell the truth.